All right, welcome back to the prison series. This is episode 74. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. And today we are going to be talking about how likely are you to end up in prison. Okay, and then we'll talk about what's the likelihood that you would go to jail. Okay, so according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics data, the lifetime likelihood of going to prison in the United States is 5.1%, with men being significantly more likely than women to be incarcerated, and Black Americans having a much higher chance than white Americans. So the key points of the likelihood of ending up in prison: gender, race, and overall rate. Roughly 1 in 20 people will serve time in prison in their lifetime. That's a lot. I mean, that's not that hard, like to end up in that pile. Okay, so Black Americans are more likely to be incarcerated than Hispanic and white Americans. And it says men are 8 times more likely to go to prison than women. Okay, so are you guys seeing a pattern here? Yeah. And also, welcome to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Nice to have you guys here. And then I want to know, how many people, have been in prison? Let's talk about it, people. Okay, so now we're going to be giving you the opinions of people who went to jail. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so this person is like, I feel like the likelihood of going to jail for the general public is pretty high. There's a lot of things that's against the law that we don't know about. People can easily accuse someone. That's true. People can accuse you. Yes, so. Okay, so they can say something about you, and then they said they feel like girls are more likely than guys to accuse of doing like some dirt, basically. Okay, so this person says, sadly, anybody's chances are pretty good considering there are many innocent people arrested and convicted of crimes they didn't commit in this country. I personally know 2 men who were arrested and falsely convicted of essaying and murder with no DNA or any other physical evidence connecting them to the crime. Because of the prosecutor's refusal to admit he had wrongly convicted 2 men, it took them 13 years to be exonerated and released from prison. I guess it's the luck of the draw. Next person said, very likely, more likely for men than women. The government, for obvious reasons, does not want the general public to know how many of its citizens is incarcerated. The last time the U.S. government published this info was in 1950s, when the percentage of people incarcerated compared to the general population was much lower. At that time, the likelihood that an adult male would be arrested at least once in his lifetime was 50%. The likelihood today, it's much higher. As my mother used to tell me and my brother, and I quote, if you're not sure, don't. You're not right from wrong, right? You shouldn't go to jail. In the back of your mind, you know it's wrong, then just don't do it and take the risk. This is what I told my son when the kid wanted to fight him. I said, sleep on it, and if you still feel strongly about it, when you wake up, you're certain that you can expect the consequences after. Then I'll support you. Wow, right, people? Okay, that's just crazy. Next person said, the more criminal your activities, the greater your chances you will go to jail. I like what that person said. Speaking of jail, I was in Target, and Target has like snacks on the way out. And on the way out, I watched a group of people take snacks without paying. What they need to understand is, one day, if you keep doing that, you will get caught and you will go to jail. And don't be shocked about it. And don't be like, it's just a snack. No, stealing is wrong, okay? All right. So this person said, yes, prison justice is a real thing. It is a beatdown and oftentimes lands the person in the prison hospital. Those who get the worst are the ex-offenders who have been convinced of abusing children and essaying women and hurting women. Guards often turn their backs and allowing the beats. Okay, wow. I don't think we need to keep talking about that, but I guess there's also gangs in prison. Okay, so that's pretty much what I want to say about that. It's possible we might do a part 2, but let's see what else we find on this subject. Yeah, that's just sad. The ideal of people going to prison for life is so unsettling. Let's hear about that, right? We're going to give you the opinions of the people. And again, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I understand your feelings. However, some of these prisoners genuinely are not safe to be released. They're prisoners who, even after decades in prison, don't get it. Okay. I think they should get more to their point. This person said, I agree. Lots of folks who are in prison for life may never be able to be rehabilitated to integrate back in society. The ideal that everyone has social good in them is wrong. Some folks, due to behavioral reasons, simply can never live in a free society as they are truly dangerous. That diminishes a bit as they age, but some folks are just wired wrong. Luckily for us, that's a tiny percentage of the population. I appreciate that because this is a perspective I never considered. I have always been in favor of rehabilitation over just locking people up, but I didn't realize how many people actively choose not to be better themselves. Okay, I'm skimming through this because this person wrote so much. Another thing that isn't talked about enough is a simulation. When you're gone for that many years, the way life moves in every aspect, but especially with technology, is so exponential. It's like having to teach a child to walk again. Society becomes too overwhelming. Not all, but a lot of people that have done 20 are just more comfortable being in prison. I can understand that. Nobody thinks about that. It's natural to have this response. Obviously, that's not the main reason some people are just bad and commit again. But it's a huge aspect of them reoffending. Okay, so this person said, let's see. They're saying stuff that's not appropriate. Oh, right. Okay, so this person said, I only worry about the truly innocent ones who get overlooked and ignored. Those stories where it takes someone 15 to 20 have their conviction overturned or exonerated. This person said, wow, they're responding to him, skimming through. This person said to be sentenced as a teenager, you have to do something truly awful, like being a serial, with absolutely no remorse. What I know from psychology is that those types of individuals aren't normal and very rarely can be fixed, if at all. In fact, they would get joy and thrill out of seeing your terror while they hurt you. He's saying while they put you 6 feet under. They understand what they're doing. They just don't care. Remember one about a girl with a disability who was targeted by 2 teenagers. It was premeditated and they hid her after torturing her. Her parents had gone to them several times begging to know where she was and they acted clueless. In the trial, they had absolutely no guts and were found to have done it more than to one person. They were sentenced for life because you can't rehabilitate those people. That's correct. I mean, it sucks also, but those are not good people. Going to jail for life, and honestly, as a raging liberal, I still support the death penalty. I don't care what y'all say. I think the death penalty with a bunch of appeals is still better than letting someone stay alive and rot in prison. Okay? Also, prison needs a reform. It should be rehabilitated, not a punishment. Too many people go to prison and get out with no way of coping with the real world. Let them get a degree and do some job training. Also add in therapy and give them the tools to regulate their emotions better so they don't reoffend. And if they don't want to do that, make them work. I think being told to sit in a cell all day and do nothing to help them. is a waste of our tax dollars. Yeah, I agree, it is. Yep, it's sad. But then they're trying to say that when people go there, their friends and family may not want them back in their lives. They may have, yeah, wow. Yeah, they might have to re-go back in. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.